Okay guys, I'm down here in the park. Alright, just arrived here. There's some little flowers and things around here. I'm gonna have a little dabble in macro photography, but it's not something that I normally do, but I'll have a go. I'll see how I can capture these flowers. Got some things here like these ones here, and then we got some of these like furry little things like this. So I'll just have a go and see how I can capture these things. I've got the GH3 and I've got my 30mm macro lens, Panasonic macro lens. I think it's stabilized too. So yeah, basic gear, and let's see what we can get. So there's a bush here with all these little fly things on it, and it's just so hard to capture them. Like every little breeze, the bush just moves like a tiny bit, just maybe a few millimeters, and it goes out of focus. So yeah, see these bugs? You probably can't see them with this wide angle lens, but yeah, every little movement and things go out of focus. It makes you sort of appreciate how difficult it is to do, you know, those insect photos that people do that look fantastic. Yeah, that's super hard to focus. Like every tiny little movement of either me or the bug, and it's like gone out of frame or it's out of focus. It's just so hard. So next time you see some pictures of bugs and they look so easy to do, it's just like a snapshot. Nah, they're not. They're really hard. Alright, let's have a little chat about the gear. Alright, Panasonic, LUMIX, whatever you want to call it. What have I got here? I've got the GH3. I've got a 30mm macro lens. What's the aperture on it? 2.8. So that's an image stabilized lens. And wait a sec, I'll just put it away in my boutique backpack. Not really. Yeah, so why have I chosen to grab these cameras and lenses today? Well, let's just say I was thinking of doing some macro shots, and macro shots, like you probably know, they're difficult. You know, slight movements and things go out of focus. So what you really want is a greater depth of field. Now, of course, as you get closer to your subject, the depth of field diminishes. It gets smaller and smaller. So of course that's a problem with photography for anybody trying macro photography. So if you want to get your whole subject in focus, you're going to have to use smaller apertures, and that will increase your depth of field. Now, of course, if you use a full frame camera, your depth of field is going to be less than if you use a Micro Four Thirds camera, which is an advantage in this case. So yeah, that's why I'm using a Micro Four Thirds camera. I love the GH3 and I love GH4 and GH5 and GH6. If I had one, I would love it. But I don't have one. And yeah, they're just really robust, tough cameras that you can take anywhere. They're reliable, they work, they've got good batteries, and you know, the autofocus system, yeah, it's terrible for moving objects, or for video of course, because it's contrast based and it's pulsing in and out. But if you're just doing stills, then there's nothing wrong with that system. In fact, I believe it might be more accurate. Let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah, so that's why I've grabbed that camera, and I just thought I'd give it a run. Haven't used it for a while, and here I am in the park. Alright guys, I've got to admit, it's hard to keep motivated, to keep up with the photography. There's so many pictures out there, and sometimes you feel like, how am I going to contribute to all those hundreds, or not even hundreds, I'm talking billions of photos. You know, where do my photos come into it? But you really got to remind yourself that every single photo is unique. They're all individual. Okay, no two photos are the same. You know, you can try and replicate a photo, but it's still not going to be the same as the one you're trying to copy, because it's a different point of time. And I think that's what you've got to keep in mind. What we're doing is capturing points in time, and they're never going to be repeated. The way you capture it, the way I capture it, our point of view is going to be slightly different, and that's what's important. So keeping up motivation is really tough in photography. Sometimes you've got to push yourself to get out. You need to just grab your gear and go. And usually I've found that once you're out and about, you will find stuff that takes your interest, and there's usually something that you'll want to photograph. So yeah, my message here is just grab your gear and go, and see where that takes you.